Hello, I Learn community. This is a presentation of our longitudinal study in K-12 educational settings entitled Enhancing Multiliteracy Through Virtual Reality, an inclusive approach to critical immersive triggered literacy. The authors of the paper are Chrysula Lajou, Augustos Tsinakos, and Ioannis Kazanidis from Democritus University of Thrace, Kavala, Greece. In our study, we identify the generational shift to the new sociocultural identity shaped by the digital age and the need for new skill set building due to the overabundance of multisensory stimuli that students have to cope with and make meaning in the interactive information ecosystem. Immersive technologies, and especially VR, has transformed social interaction and access to information, thus modifying students' perceptions of knowledge acquisition. The research landscape today acknowledges the potential of VR for student centered active learning opportunities, the critical immersive triggered literacy that facilitates digital well being by triggering students' attention to specific learning objects, the inquiry based learning that challenges students through open ended questions to construct new knowledge, learn collaboratively, and reflect, and how multi user virtual environments can provide the setting for a novel approach in multiliteracy building. The research gap identified is that social interaction, creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving skill set, particularly in the VR foreign language learning setting, are still underexplored with limited research, especially in secondary education. So, our research questions are: does deconstruction and reconstruction of media in multi user virtual environments promote digital critical thinking in the EFL context? Does inquiry based learning in multi user virtual environments promote multiliteracies? Does inquiry based learning lead to student produced and collaborative content creation in multi user virtual environments? And can teaching in multi user virtual environments align with the curriculum and formal education? Seeking answers to our questions, a 2 year longitudinal study was conducted in a K-12 context with 59 students in mixed ability classes. A VR prototype was designed, training students based on DigComp 2.2 guidelines, the UDL principles, and the critical immersive triggered literacy framework. We adopted the inquiry based learning approach for content creation through an interdisciplinary approach. The research instruments were pre and post tests to check knowledge and linguistic competence improvement, surveys on students' perceptions on the process, and qualitative data based on the reflective writing, peer evaluation, the research journal, and open ended questions. The VR prototype was carefully designed, aligning the types of VR activities with educational goal, the assets and tools used, and their added value based on the UDL guidelines. The VR prototype, A Glance at the Past, was a journey in the past through an exploration of historical photographs thematically combined on the history of photography, important inventions of the past that shaped the future of mankind, life in the past, the impact of war, and the invention of sports. As this was the first time for most of the participants in a VR setting, guidance to foster inclusion included maps, tutorials, guide points with clickable legend, with embedded auditory messages. Two VR platforms were leveraged, ArtSteps and Frame VR, as they are low cost platforms, safe for this age group regarding personal data sharing, and easy to use in mainstream education contexts, and also based on their features and affordances being accessed through a variety of devices. Due to the mixed ability context, there was a two-level access to information, facilitating differentiated instruction with short texts and auditory messages on guide points and a longer explanatory text including information about the photographs and their source for ethical use. Before clicking for further information on each photograph, the students were challenged to apply their critical thinking and visual literacy skills and guess what the photographs may depict. So, what did our study reveal? The learning gain in both content and linguistic improvement was significantly important, especially for low achievers, as the students narrowed the cognitive gap in both years of the study implementation. Regarding skills enhancement, social and digital skills improvement received high ratings, with critical and visual skills, though also improved, receiving more moderate scores, which underscores the necessity for a continuous effort to challenge critical thinking in K 12 settings. It is also notable that guessing what the photographs may depict as they were unfamiliar to them without the pop up text was very challenging, stressing the need for dual coding. Students' entries in the visitor's e-book within the VR exhibition further enhanced opportunities for reflection and multiliteracies building as it involved digital, social, cognitive, and linguistic skills building using multimedia tools in a shared space. Students' creativity on the content co creation stage was boosted by applying reflection and metacognition. The learning scenario involved sharing their VR spaces with their European peers so as to maximize opportunities for creating for diverse contexts. Their enthusiasm led to their creating even reflective digital storytelling on the process of their work.
Hello everyone, we are the math chefs of the e-twinning project The Tune of a Healthy Math Chef.
During the project, we adopted the Harvard diet and calculated how we can follow healthy eating habits while working on our transnational project.
We also created a virtual space that we joined with our avatars to interact with our friends from around Europe and build an exhibition on healthy dishes.
Their VR creations even involved inviting their European friends to celebrate languages and symbols with photographs from their hometowns, flags, and traditional songs, which aligns with the updated 2024 version of UDL principles for learner agency for identity and representation awareness. It is worth mentioning that the students' creativity led to their being awarded the European Quality Label and the 2024 Education Leaders Award for Innovation in Education. The culmination of the impact of the VR intervention on students' long term skills building and transfer to new contexts, reaching higher levels of Bloom's taxonomy, was their initiative beyond the school context to create a VR exhibition for the Cosmopolis local festival in their town, Kavala, which displayed how they imagined the transformation of an old abandoned historical building in the town. Local authorities responded to the students' call, making plans for the renovation of the building, turning it into a museum. This was a very impactful message conveying student civic engagement and responsibility for active citizenship. In conclusion, it is critical to discuss how to encourage questioning and analyzing power dynamics in text that is critical pedagogy, the importance of immersive experiences that enhance comprehension through immersive hands on activities, the immersive triggered literacy that activates attention for deeper engagement with new contexts, the importance of the curriculum design to integrate critical pedagogy into lesson plans effectively, the technology integration for innovative literacy exploration, and the importance of social learning contexts that foster collaborative learning for shared insights and experiences. Future work may focus on teacher training, adaptations based on the continuous advancement of VR technology features and affordances, and further longitudinal studies in K 12 settings with diverse contexts and disciplines. Thank you for your attention. We invite you to read our article and also contact us for shared initiatives.